to make sure the guests that I have on this show have made some type of impact when it comes to our culture, to our scene, and what we do in this hip hop shit. And today I have a fucking legend in the building. I have a Bronx legend in the building, which is very, very rare that we have that on this show. But let me introduce y'all to none other than the motherfucking Chino D.
What's up, yo? What's up? What's up,
The
man?
legend.
Yo.
Get up on the mic a little bit, bro.
Yo, what up? What up? What up?
Yo, so welcome to the show, bro.
Yo, thank you for having me.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you coming on the show. We're going to talk about a vast variety of all kind of things.
Yes, we are.
So let's start from the beginning. You are from the Bronx, New York.
BX, baby.
So let's give us a little insight on the beginning, on the beginning of Chino D, how you got into this whole hip hop shit. Give us a little bit of a rundown.
Obviously, I was born a long time ago. I was born in '69. I ain't ashamed of that shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm 56 now. But growing up, it was when hip hop was, still starting and stuff like that, right? And listening to my pop's music. I got into music by listening to my pop's music, what he played and shit. You know what I'm saying? Cleaning the house. He would smoke a joint, clean the house, and he would play a lot of salsa first, right?
Yeah.
And
As
then
we all grew up with
and
that.
he used to play his shit on a reel to reel. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And I used to love that, right? And we used to, almost every other weekend, we'd go upstate New York to this place called Mahanza State Park. And that was a long drive. So on the drive, I heard classic rock and that yacht rock era, you know what I'm saying?
Rock era. Yacht rock is great music too.
Absolutely.
It's fantastic
absolutely.
music.
But that got my love for different types of music, right?
Right.
And then, when hip hop came out, obviously, I'll take it back to, King Tim III, Personality Jock. That was like one of the, everybody quote unquote first rap songs, but whatever. But Rapper's Delight came out and stuff like that. But I loved it. You know what I'm saying? I loved the energy, the beat. It was it spoke to me because I'm in the BX. I'm from the
Absolutely,
in the hood and shit. And I used to roller skate, do all that shit, and that's what they played, right? And I remember there was this roller skating rink that really was actually around the corner from. Actually, I'm going too far. Let's go back still. Yeah, because just I grew up in Throgs Neck and hanging out. Just
That's what I was gonna ask. Like, what part of the Bronx did you grow up in?
I grew up in Throgs Neck.
Throgs Neck?
Yeah,
Okay.
on Sampson Avenue. Which ironically, I just found out I think a year ago there was a podcast or not even a podcast. It was Grandmaster Flash was speaking at an event that he was at, and ironically, he also lived in Throgs Neck.
Oh, right.
And a lot of cats that from Throgs Neck didn't know that, right?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
I didn't either.
Didn't know that.
He lived on Dewey Avenue, right? And he mentions it exactly, which is actually one street over from Sampson Avenue.
Word.
But it wasn't at the same times, but it's the same, the same area. I was like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of cool. Anyway, growing up in Throgs Neck, man, I used to, as kids, we used to look up to this crew called the Illy Ill crew, right? It was the older cats that would beat our asses and fucking, you know what I'm saying? But they would let us hang out with them and shit. And chapter 16 of Zulu Nation was actually in Throgs Neck also. So I grew up around that, and just growing up around that, it was, where we from, Puerto Ricans and blacks is the same. We ain't nothing but brothers with straight hair that can speak Spanish.
That's what and why you brought that up. A lot of people I think have a misunderstanding as to who are the people that actually, I want to say created hip hop, but the first people doing that shit. You have to understand who the people were that were living in that area. You know what I'm saying? Right. They're all Caribbean people. You know what I'm saying? They're Jamaicans, they're Puerto Ricans, you know what I'm saying? They're Dominicans. It's all Caribbean people that live in the Bronx. And if hip hop was started in the Bronx, who the hell you think created the shit? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's Caribbean people. You know what I'm saying?
It's always gonna be that argument, and it's an argument. I kind of just look back and
And you was there, so you.
But I wasn't there. I mean, I was there, but those to say the Cool Herc parties and stuff like that. That was before my time.
Oh yeah.
Right. So I don't want to speak on what I wasn't around. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
I know firsthand from people that I know are credible.
Yeah.
But that's their story, not mine. Does that make sense? Because
I'm from the era after you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
There was the Cool Herc era, and then came your era, and then came my era. You know what I'm saying? So
right. It might have been the era even before you, in between us two.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying?
There might have been a whole era between. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you know, in my era, I know about like the OJs. OJs for I think I mentioned it before in another podcast. Just Give Me Five. Shout out to Dave.
Shout out to Dave.
I mentioned the OJs were the original. Let me move this over. The original Uber and Lyfts. Okay, it was cats that had a nice ride.
That's some old school New York shit. The OJs.
Yeah,
Catch an OJ.
And, catch an OJ, and they even mentioned it in and Chicken Hill Gang, whatever Rappers Delight. But it was a real thing. Like the local, and especially in the Bronx, the local legend rappers. That's how they would get around the MC. And I'm not gonna say rappers. I'm saying MCs because rappers is different from MCs. And that's just saying. You know what I mean? But you know, they would rent an OJ, and a lot of times that's actually how a lot of music got around the Bronx too. Yeah. Because the OJs would give rise to MCs, and they would get their tapes. Yeah. Right. And
you play the next person card, they're like, who's this?
Exactly. Yeah. So that's how a lot of those
Bronx
tapes,
history right there.
That's how a lot of those tapes actually circulated, you know, and it's crazy because, you know, that's the era of pause mixtapes even, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. We didn't have no internet, we didn't have no download, nothing, you know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you a question, just to stay back in that older era. What do you think in your mind, because you I mean, obviously the Bronx is the Bronx or whatever, but as far as hip hop coming out of there, why do you think that hip hop, out of all the boroughs and out of everything that was going on, why do you think it predominantly came from that era, in that area, should I say?
Well, you got to remember when it came out, it was the Bronx was burning. The Bronx was burning. The landlords were literally burning the buildings to get the insurance money. Right. That's, you know, I mean, bro. A
lot of people don't know this shit.
When I moved from Throgs Neck to Zariga Avenue, which is by the 6 train, you know what I'm saying, between Westchester Square and Parkchester, on Zariga Avenue, there was an abandoned hospital that I used to play in. Yeah. Like literally, you know, we used to play.
And that shit was abandoned. My pops used to tell me stories like this too, man. They used to play hide and go seek in these abandoned buildings, you know what I'm saying? And we dead bodies in there and shit, OD motherfuckers.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
We have seen that, yeah. And we would set up like little clubhouses and, you know, rooms and, you know what I'm saying? And then
that's crazy.
And then hope like none of the bums would catch us. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and you know, and stuff like that.
So people would throw parties in them shit, so
yes, you know what I'm saying? People would throw parties in them too. And then, you know, and then if we went back to like Throgs Neck, man, we would in the shorter buildings of the projects, we would jump from the roof like to the snow when there was enough snow and shit. You know what I'm saying?
You know what's funny about speaking about the buildings being burnt down? My first memories in life, my grandmother used to live on East 172nd in Soundview, right? Okay. The building across the street, one of my first memories is watching that building burn down. That's one of my first memories of life, is watching that building burn down. I was born in 79, so I was like 4 or 5, so this was like 83, 84. That's one of my first memories, is watching the building across the street from my grandma's apartment burn the fuck down. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Right next to Monroe High School, matter of fact, on East 172nd and Stratford Avenue.
No shit.
Yeah. That's one of my first memories. And
so you said you was born in 79, so I was born in 69. So actually, no, there wasn't really it's about right. My era. Yeah. So I'm thinking, you know, I'd be thinking I'm fucking ancient and shit.
Catching up. Thank you for making me feel young, because usually I feel ancient. You know what I'm saying? Especially when I have some of the younger rappers in here, bro. Right. They be making me feel old as fuck, right?
But you know what, man? I know that the number's high, right? But I don't feel 56, especially, you know, like right now.
I feel 46, bro. I work out a lot of my joints be fucked up.
Oh, my hip, no. Hey, me and my wife was dancing. Me and my wife went to my boy's wedding reception the other night, Saturday night, right? Mm-hmm. And we were dancing, and we danced probably for about 2 or 3 songs, right? Usually I can only dance for like 1. No, my hip started hurting. I'm like, oh shit, we gotta stop. You know what I'm saying?
That's how you know you get old, when your hips start hurting. You know
and I was like,
the hips don't lie.
And when I'm sleeping sometimes too. But you know what? I've lost some weight, so. Before I could have danced even 3 dances with her, you know what I'm saying? It'd be 1, I'm like, oh, yo, I'm tired. But I want to say this before I forget. We're going to get right back on the subject. Yeah. But I do not want to, I want to say a huge rest in peace to my cousin E-Rock.
Rest in peace, yo.
I'm kind of skipping ahead in the story, but October, I went to the Bronx for Mighty Zulu King's 52nd anniversary. I had not seen my cousin in 30 years. I stayed with him the whole time I was there. He picked me up from the airport, took me everywhere. You know, he was so accommodating. He took me to all my old hoods. He was like, yo, I just want to make sure you have a, and he went with me to the events and hung out with me. And I know he tortured himself hanging out that long because he, had health issues and stuff. But yo, he made sure that I was taken care of the whole time. To the point where the event on Saturday, he went to sleep in the car for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because he was like, yo, I'll be in the car waiting for you. But when I got back a couple days after I got back, he calls me on the phone crying. And I'm like, fuck you crying for, nigga? You know what I'm saying? I just seen you. And he was like, yo, I miss you, nigga, and I was like, yo, I'm gonna see you again. Like we doing it because we had planned. He was thinking about coming out here for the Furious Style School anniversary. Yeah. And then we was planning a trip to drive from here to Cali to go reunite with some of my other boys, right? Mm-hmm. And then so that was, we was talking about that. And then early November, his mom passed away, and that broke his heart. I had talked a couple weeks after that. He got his mom's ashes and stuff, and he flew to Puerto Rico to take care of some stuff with his mom's house and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And I talked to him on a Sunday, and then I remember he was gonna leave to Puerto Rico that Monday. Yeah. And then Friday morning, I wake up and I'm like, shit, I gotta call E, remind him to call my mom, because you know what I'm saying, they're super tight. And I started brushing my teeth, getting ready for work, and my phone rings, and it was his wife calling. And I knew she was not with him in Puerto Rico. Yeah. So I was like, something's wrong. Yeah. Because it's not them calling me, because we had just talked to them together Saturday night before that when I went to the Young MC concert, right? Yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna try to make this as short as I can. She calls me, and when I pick up the phone, she's like, Chino, I'm so sorry, I got some horrible news. And I'm like, right off the bat, I'm like, no, and she's like, E-Rock passed away. I don't know what was going on. I know he was having some issues, and I guess in the middle of the night he was screaming, get away from me, this and that. There was nobody near him. He was in his room. And then like 2 o'clock in the morning, he had called his wife, said, hey, make sure you're taking care of Angelica. You guys are okay, this and that. Yeah. And she was like, Eric, Angelica's in Puerto Rico with you, And then she said, all he said after that was, oh, she is? Okay, you're in New York? Okay, and hung up. And Angelica, who's his daughter, was with him, said that he had went from the bedroom to the living room, sat in his chair, went to sleep, and didn't wake up. Damn. And I'm saying all this.
What was his cause of death? Like, what was the?
We don't exactly know, and I'm not. I don't blame Maribel's his wife. Yeah. I asked her, are we going to wait on the autopsy and see exactly what happened? And she said, and I don't blame her. She said, absolutely not. I'm not cutting up my husband. You know what I'm saying? And she was like, at the end of the day, he died the way he wanted to die. He wanted to pass away in Puerto Rico peacefully, and he got his wish. And I say that to say this, because we're going to be talking about a lot of stuff, right? Time waits on nobody.
It does not.
Your loved ones are your loved ones, and you need to tell them. Yeah, you need to tell them every day that you can. I know sometimes we get busy in a rat race, because there was times that I should have called them more. I feel, after the fact, damn, I should have called them more. Damn, I should have done this, right? Yeah. I didn't expect this to happen. You know what I'm saying? And it fucked me up. So when you had asked me about the Furious Styles anniversary, that's the reason I wasn't at the events, because he was with me at the MZK. And when I went to the Tuesday night open sessions, I took my daughter Charlie, and it was cool. But like on the way home, I just started getting really emotional because it's like, fuck, he should have been here with me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it was really hard for me to deal with that grief, and I'm still dealing with it, but I'm it ain't never gonna go away. It's pain, right? Yeah, it's pain, but it's how you deal with it, and I know he wouldn't want me to be sad. You know what I'm saying? But I just want to say, E-Rock, I fucking love you. Thank you for that trip. That was the best trip I ever had when I going back to the Bronx. I loved it as much as you did. You know what I'm saying? And I know you watching over me now. You're one of my angels again. No, not again, but you're my angel again. Because I'm saying he was my big brother. He saved, we did all kinds of shit. Yeah. But I wanted to get that out the way. Rest in peace, E-Rock.
Rest in peace, E-Rock. It was real shit, man. You gotta tell your loved ones you love them. I lost my mother about a year and a half ago, man, and that shit, I'm still not fully healed from it.
And there's no way
and you feel this guilt, man, because you're like, man, what could I have done more? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You feel that way, man, and you shouldn't feel that way, but you have no. It's just
it's human nature.
Human
to
nature.
feel that
You know what
way.
I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
Especially like I don't live in the same state as my mother. You know what I'm saying? So like it just sucked. You know what I'm saying?
My mom lives in Puerto Rico with my grandmother. You know what I'm saying? So and my sister and stuff.
Speaking of Puerto Rico, when's the last time you've been there?
Last year I went for Mother's Day.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I surprised my grandmother, which is
Where
super dope.
Puerto Rico they live at?
She lives in Dorado. So Vega Alta. Shit, I don't know what
It's in the
part.
middle of the island? It's the middle type shit?
It's not in the middle, but like, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It's about an hour and a half
It's like
from San Juan.
southern Puerto?
It's like about an hour or so from the airport.
Like going east?
I
would assume west if it's from the airport, so it's going west. So she lives on the other side then. Okay.
Kind of, you know what I'm
I
saying?
don't think I've been to that side of Puerto Rico. I've only been like from San Juan on the coast all the way down to Fajardo. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then back up. Or I stay within that area. That's where my family's from, and that's where everything happens.
But I got family like, you know, Vega Alta, Bayamon, I got Santurce, I got family in different spots.
My dad was born in Guayama. That's where he was born. He was raised in New York, but he was born in Guayama. But I've never been there to Guayama. I just went to Puerto Rico, matter of fact, back in April, and I took my girl, and I had a fucking blast, bro.
Puerto Rico's so fucking beautiful, bro.
Bro, I had a blast.
But they crazy out there, bro.
There's nuts.
Nigga, you cannot have road rage out there. They'll kill you.
Yeah, bro. And I've noticed like
will kill you.
stop signs and red lights
Don't exist. They exist, but you don't.
That shit's optional.
Yeah, it's optional. Come on, yeah.
And I started noticing. I'm like, you know what? I just gotta go with traffic.
It's kind of like driving in Tijuana.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
What I thought was kind of weird though, because like I've been going to Puerto Rico since I was like 7 years old, right? And now when you go to Old San Juan, that shit's like going to Scottsdale now. Like,
yeah,
it's all tourists.
Yeah,
the whole shit.
But you gotta look at it this way too, man. They need that tourist shit because the fucking government is so bad.
It's just a little bit sad to me because I feel like some of the culture is
lost.
It's lost.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
yes,
I feel
100%.
like, and I noticed that shit because I remember there used to be a stigma of going out like to Old San Juan at nighttime. Now, bro, it's like, no offense, but it's number white people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I'm in Scottsdale.
Well, there's a lot of, I mean, that's a whole nother topic, right? There's a lot of white people buying shit in Puerto Rico. And then, and shout out to my sister, yo, by the way. My sister runs Real PR Tours. And she also has, she started up Body Love Again, which is, you know, Puerto Ricans actually giving back to, buying stuff in the island, keeping it, you know what I mean?
You are exactly correct. Because now, if you go to Puerto Rico, if you go to San Juan, all the high rises now are all Airbnbs. Like every single high rise in your view, and it's like, yo, where's like the business buildings? And it's like that is the business. You know what I'm saying? Is every single high rise in San Juan, it seems to be turned into some type of Airbnb apartment. You know what I'm saying?
Because a lot of a lot of Americans, you know,
tourists
are buying them out, and I don't know, you know, you see where these motherfuckers think that the beach is theirs because their property's on there or whatever. No, motherfucker, the beach is not yours. You know what I'm saying? But that's a whole nother fucking.
I know we kind of went off.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Let's get back to the Bronx.
Let's get back to the Bronx.
So we talking like early '80s Bronx. So the shit that you got going
early
on at the
'80s.
time.
You know, going to junior high school. Junior high school is where I actually started b-boying. Okay, that was where I first touched the ground, and you know what I'm saying.
What year would you say this was?
This was probably, I would say 81-ish, right? 81, 82, probably 81, 82, something like that. When I first started, like, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, dancing. You know what I'm saying? It was fun, right? Then when I went to high school, I only went to like half a year fucking high school in New York, rather. I went to Lehman High School over Westchester Square. And then, you know, and right before that, I was with Cosmic Breakers. That was like the first b-boy crew I was in. And that was a bunch of dudes from Throgs Neck that I grew up with.
Throgs Neck.
So, and this time also is when I met MC Globe. But actually, rewind that. Before I went to Lehman, one of my other first mentors, who I just reconnected with recently, a few months ago. You remember the graffiti group called United Artists?
Yeah. UA.
Yeah. So there's a cat named Dooley 007. He was a United Artist, used to write with Scene and all them, right?
Okay.
I used to live downstairs from Dooley. in Zariga. When I lived in Zariga, Dooley lived upstairs. His uncle owned the building that we lived in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
what's up, yeah.
And he was the first one really to hit me to like the hip hop. He took me to the flea market to get, when I bought Super Rhymes by Jimmy Spicer, he was the one that took me to the flea market to go get it.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? And he used to work at a boys club, YMCA boys club. He should take me. He asked my mom and dad permission to take me to keep me out of trouble.
Yeah.
He in the summertime he would take me, right? So that's how me and him connected back, when I was younger. So I got to say, I know I've said in other interviews and stuff, I always mention Globe as one of but Dooley was my mentor before Globe even. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't know Dooley was a writer then. You know what I'm saying?
It's crazy because back then hip hop wasn't really rap oriented. It was more the b-boy and then the DJ and then the writers.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, the writers came before all of that.
The writers.
You know what I'm saying? They're actually the first element. You know
it's funny because, like, speaking back then about when people say hip hop, the first thing that they usually think of is a rapper. You know what I'm saying?
And the rapper came after the DJ.
Yeah, that's not even.
And that's not even the beginning. You know what I'm saying?
Even nowhere near the beginning.
Right, but so anyway, I found out Dooley wrote like after when I started going to Lehman High School, but I didn't know like at the time like he was sneaking out, going to the train yards and all that kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't know that outlaw life that he was living, right?
Yeah.
And shout out to my man Dooley 007. You know what I'm saying? So we reconnected. Just make it. I made a comment on Scene's page on IG. Dooley seen it. And then was like, holy shit. And then didn't put two and two together until he seen like old pictures of me. He was like, holy shit, that's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we connected and we've been talking FaceTime and shit. He lives in Cali now and shit, so we're trying to hook up.
That's crazy, bro.
And it's like we picked up where, I mean, it's been fucking years, you know what I'm saying? Like even more than, since I haven't talked to Dooley before that, since like 84.
Damn, bro.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Like 40 years, yo.
You know what I'm saying?
Like 40 years.
And it's just it's so good and
that's crazy.
And it's not coincidental. You know what I'm saying? Like
So do you have memories of the great blackout that took place?
Yes.
Do you have memories of that shit?
Yep, because I lived when that happened, we lived in Throgs Neck.
Okay.
I believe we lived in Throgs Neck. I do remember that. I remember the big snowstorm. It was like 70, was it 79 or some shit like that?
I wasn't born yet, but
my bad, that's right.
I know what you're talking about. I was born in 79.
Right, yeah. So I remember the snowstorm where we couldn't go to school because you couldn't get there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Back in the day as a kid, when it snowed and we would grab on the back of cars, man, and on Sampson Avenue there's a big hill. We'd grab on the back of cars and just
That's
ride.
how it is on Kingsbridge. They got that big hill and shit. You see people holding on to the fence so they don't slip going up that hill and shit.
Yeah.
Kingsbridge, that's some old. See, when I was a little kid, I lived in Kingsbridge. And I lived with my grandma in Soundview. And then my cousin and my uncle and all them moved up to Gun Hill. So then I lived up there. So I kind of lived all over the place, per se. So I knew everybody everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So like, you got people up there in Gun Hill in the North Bronx. They didn't really fuck with people in Soundview. But my family lived there. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So you was good.
Yeah, I was good.
You was good.
Yeah, I was good. You know what I'm saying?
So shit, I remember, the cheapest spots. You know what I'm saying? We used to buy little tray. We used to buy tray bags. A tray bag was $3 for weed. You got like a few joints, right?
That's how it was up there in Gun Hill because it was all Jamaican. It was all Jamaican neighborhood.
And it'd be in the little manila envelopes.
Yeah.
There was this spot. I'm gonna tell you a funny story. There was this spot. I had to be 13, maybe 14, right? I think I was 13, and we went to. I want to say it might have been Soundview. There was a spot called Stir Crazy. You would go down this little alley right in between two buildings, and behind one of these buildings, those bricks that have like the 3 holes in them.
Yeah.
So behind the building, the wall of the building had you put your money in there, and they throw you a thing back, right?
Yeah.
So we went to cop some weed this one time, and we got it, and you leave quick, right? Because you don't want to get popped.
Yeah.
Nigga, why when we were coming up? My pops, luckily he was looking down. He coming down to go get
some weed too.
And we talking about this shit like years later, right? And he was like, yeah, that's fun. He said one time they got him. They put it was toilet tissue. Cause you don't open it right there. You got to just grab it and bounce. Yeah. And he opened it up, and there was like toilet tissue wrapped in that motherfucker stuff in it. They got him dirty, man.
They got him dirty, yo.
But the times are different than they are now.
It's different. Even the Bronx itself is a lot different.
Oh,
You know
it's
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
it's so different,
It's so like you got parts of the South Bronx that's kind of gentrified now.
bro.
Like-
You got to see the substanding houses, like the.
I haven't been
that-
back since like 2018 though. I gotta
Yo,
get
the
back.
section. When me and my cousin was taking me around, he was like, "Yo, that's like a Section 8 building, like the subsiding living. It's like they fucking look like Airbnb. They look like high rise.
Really?
Nice shit. You know what I'm saying? I was like, what are you really? Yo, they are.
Let me ask you a quick. Do you remember a gang called Puerto Rican 500? Does that ring
No.
a bell to you? You don't remember them? Okay. Because I was a little kid when they were popping. You know what I'm saying? I was really young, and I remember Puerto Rican 500. I remember them motherfuckers was crazy. They were actually from Jersey, but they used to come to the Bronx. I think it was like a car stealing type shit. Where they would
Okay.
they would steal the cars in the Bronx and take them to New Jersey. That's what it was.
That makes sense.
Then they were called Puerto Rican 500. You know what I'm saying?
Is that how much they sold the cars for?
I don't know, man. I don't know what the significance of 500 is,
Right.
but that's what they used to call us. There was a lot of wild shit going on in the Bronx in the 80s. You know what I'm saying?
No, absolutely.
And a lot of it, obviously, was the drug shit. You know what I'm saying? I remember, one thing I do remember, I remember Ronald Reagan coming to the Bronx because it was so fucked up. And like a lot of federal funding came from that trip because he didn't believe how bad it was.
Bad it was, right.
He was like, I can't believe this is part of America. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because how fucked up it was. Because people were really burning buildings down.
Yeah, that's
Like there
that's
was
not a
like
myth.
blocks of burnt buildings, like in like World War II. Somebody dropped a bomb in Berlin and just blew that whole block up. That's how that shit would look, bro.
And when you're growing up in that kind of
Yeah,
shit,
it's
what
fucked up.
do you do? You don't have nothing to do. You don't have shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So do you think that that's probably one of the reasons how hip hop birthed out of that
That's
shit?
what I was getting to.
Yeah, like
When you don't have nothing to do, you make some shit up. You know what I'm saying?
and it's crazy how I'm tapped in here with my man Chino D. And
What's
we've been
up, what's
talking
up?
about a lot of stuff. Talking about a lot of stuff. So
You didn't even touch the surface yet.
yeah, we didn't even touch the surface. So we left off. This is going to be some crazy shit here. So we left off. You were on your way to the Roxy.
Yes, and a matter of fact, hold on a
And
second.
give us what year this was first.
I'm going to tell
'Cause
you
I
right
want to
now.
set this up perfectly.
I'm going to tell you right now. Hold on a second, because if I'm not mistaken, I try to bring gems. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I can't wait for him to show us exactly what he's going to show us because I know it's some old school fucking legendary shit. Some legendary party.
Yo, I was talking about the big break battle. This is it right here. 92 KTU.
Let me see that.
92 KTU. That's the flyer for that battle I was
I
talking
gotta
about.
be delicate with this. This thing is like 100 years old, yo.
Fuck you.
Look at this. Now, there's a significance of why we're talking about this. This was a break battle, a dance contest that was happening at the Roxy. And does it actually say December 6th, 1983? What was also happening at that same time?
So, check it out. So, the winner of this battle was supposed to be in Beat Street. Dynamic Rockers won this, if I'm not mistaken. And they actually they weren't in it, right? It ended up being Rocksteady and New York City Breakers,
Yeah,
right?
New York City Breakers,
But yeah, this is the one I went to with Loeb and my boy Eddie Ramsey.
Okay.
Look, this is the original fucking flyer,
That
bro.
shit is crazy,
I
bro.
still have
This
it.
is-
I didn't bring. I actually have a newspaper clipping from when Wild Style came out, and it's so old. It's like in two pieces, but I still have it. But I have that in a locked bag.
Yeah.
Because that's like, you know what I'm saying. I need to put this probably in the thing
Yeah.
too. But look, I'm gonna say who was on this flyer.
Let's run it down.
So Bambaataa and Africa Islam, who was named son of Bambaataa back then, right?
Okay.
A cat named Normski, who was very, very famous in dance. Carlos de Jesus, the Commodores. Okay.
This is crazy.
France Jolie, you remember her? She had that hit. Baby, come to. I think that was her. No, that wasn't her. She had a hit back then. The Disco 3, who was actually. Do you know what the Disco 3 was?
I know the name this, but I don't know.
All right, so the Disco 3 later on became the Fat Boys.
Okay.
Okay.
I
Love Buck Starsky,
know Love Buzz Starsky.
you gotta believe. Shannon
Yeah.
was there also. So that's just to break it down on who was at this particular event. You know what I'm saying? In 1983.
That is crazy.
And the judges, Sal from Fever Records, Earl of Pearl Monroe, basketball player, yes. Debbie Morgan, who was from All My Children.
All My Children.
Latoya Jackson,
Oh.
Lester William, who's the choreographer for Saturday Night Fever and Motown 25, Yesterday, Today, and Forever. So, I mean, and look at the prizes were provided by Pepsi, Pepsi Free, Diet Pepsi, Panasonic, Le Tigre Sportswear, and New York Hot Tracks. So that just, you know what I'm saying? This is the kind of yeah, I was there. When people talking about, oh, this happened, I was there. Yeah. But before, look, I'm gonna pause on that because I'm gonna check this out. Me and my boys was talking about this when I went back to the Bronx and shit. This was '83 also. We used to go look at how this flyer is. It has a hook and a key next to each other, right? These were hooky parties that we went to.
You know what's funny? I got a funny story about these type of flyers. Funny story. 'Cause my dad was a DJ in some of these type of shits. You know what I'm saying?
Look at the flyer.
Look at this shit, bro.
That's some original graffiti type
In case
shit.
y'all can't see that motherfucker.
You know what I'm saying?
This shit is original, and I gotta be delicate with this stuff because it's very old. This is very ancient material right here, bro.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
And it's kept in very good condition, bro. You can see the corners on that shit.
Yeah,
It's in very mint condition.
Look at the directions.
Look at the ink.
Take the 6 train to 149th Street and walk 2 blocks towards the highway. Look at what kind of shit is that? You know what
That's
I'm
how
saying?
flowers was done back in the day, yo.
And look,
That shit
the
is
party
wild.
was every Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m.
That's crazy, yo. On a Wednesday.
on a Wednesday.
10 a.m. to 5 p.m.
And me and
What a
my-
weird time frame.
Yeah, and what's funny is one time we went and there was a Spanish teacher from Lehman High School. Her name was, what was her name?
But wait, you didn't finish telling the story about what
okay,
the significance of that.
The Roxy. Okay,
Yeah, the Roxy.
So the Roxy, of course, is where the legendary break battle from Beach Street was filmed.
And this happened when you guys went that same day?
This was the filming of Beach Street was after this.
Oh, okay.
So the significance of this was I was at the Roxy before the Beach Street thing was
okay.
filmed, and I also part of the story behind that is Globe was one of the people that also got me into that movie.
And that's crazy.
I was
yo.
an extra in B Street, so
It was an extra and beat. Yo, that's some real, like, to be honest, bro, that's like some hip hop legendary shit. Like, yo, what bro, I was in Beat Street.
yeah, right. Wait, so here's what's ironic is every time they show the clip of the battle, right?
Right.
I'm actually in that clip, right?
I seen you in the background.
In the
before, 'cause
background.
I know a little bit of this story, but I seen you in the background. I know that nigga.
So I'm like, I always joke with my wife, like, hey, I'm going viral. And so ironic about that scene also is Justin Bua, who is a legendary artist also. I met him at Trill, right?
Mm-hmm.
One year, and we happened to be talking about B Street.
Yeah.
He was a young kid also. I think he may be 2 years older than me, right? He was in that same scene, and he was standing next to Ray Donchon.
Right next to Ray Dawn.
So he got a better shot
So
than I
yeah,
did.
so since you was there, were they battling for real? That shit was.
Oh yeah, the battle was definitely, so I got to hang out. Now I can tell this whole story, I guess.
Yeah.
So I became friends with Chino, who was B-Boy Action from New York City Breakers. He kind of took me under his wing when we were filming and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And he took me to to hang out in their trailer. You know what I'm saying? So rest in peace to Buck 4 and Kuriaki and Glide Master. Glide Master was from.
It's crazy how a lot of those guys ain't here. Kuriaki,
it's
all
super
the guys,
crazy.
Glide Master, not even here, and not even old guys either. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Kuriaki and Buck 4 both died very violently.
Yeah, man.
Glide Master
Rest in
was
peace,
in if I'm not mistaken, yeah, rest in peace for sure. They were legends. They always will continue to live on in their legacy. But Glide Master, if I'm not mistaken, died in a motorcycle accident. And we just lost Little Lep earlier this year. The one that did the headspin from New York City Breaker side, that was Little Lep.
The dude that did the first head spin or the second? Well, I think there was because if I remember right, I think Crazy Legs did the head spin first, and then the other dude came after him.
And he did. It was in the red.
Yeah, in the red.
Little Lep. They called him Little Lep short for Little Leprechaun.
Okay.
Because he was so short.
Yeah.
Right. And then he was an incredible b-boy, but he passed away also.
Who was the other guy? Powerful Pexter.
Powerful Pexter. Powerful Pexter was just out here when the B Street tour went to the show. You know what I'm
Powerful
saying?
Pexter. These people don't know who we talking about. Yeah.
No,
yeah,
no,
no idea.
it's like we're just having a conversation.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
they have no idea.
So anyway, I got to the trailer to hang out with them and stuff.
Yeah.
So like Buck 4 and Glide Master like were bagging on each other and shit. It was hilarious, bro. They were always going at each other. You know what I'm saying? And it was just a whole surreal experience. Cause
Yeah.
I'm 14.
Let me ask you
14
a question.
years old.
Let me ask you a question. I think I've heard Crazy Legs talk about this, that the music that's playing in the movie wasn't the music that they were actually dancing to.
No, not at all.
What were they dancing to?
I can't remember.
You can't remember?
I'm not gonna lie. I was 14 years old.
Ah.
You know what I'm saying? Nigga, I was on mescaline when I was doing that shit. Okay, and I'm 14 years old. I was on nigga. Let me tell you something. So
The old heads, bro, the drugs they be doing back then was wild.
oh man. So I'm you know, in between takes and stuff, they had, you know, if I wasn't in the trailer, then I was where they were holding everybody else, you know,
Yeah.
and we were hanging out. And I took a tab of mescaline, right? Why? So all of a sudden, somebody had a boombox,
So
and
you definitely don't remember what song was playing.
Absolutely not.
But it wasn't the song. It wasn't.
No,
that,
it was not the song. It wasn't Breaker's Revenge. No.
Breaker's Revenge.
No.
And I've heard that they don't even like that song, that Breaker's Revenge.
No.
And they was kind of pissed off that that song was playing while they was. From my, I don't know how true that is.
I don't know how pissed off they were or not. Well, I know that it wasn't, you know,
Yeah.
that wasn't really what they would dance to back then. So I take a tab of mescaline, right? And somebody had a boombox and it starts playing music. And why I'm on this tab of mescaline. Mescaline is like an upper, like, you know,
Yeah.
makes you feel good. Billie Jean comes on. Like I remember this song. Billie
Okay.
Jean, Michael Jackson comes on. Why did I think that was like the best beat ever? It started breakdancing.
I mean,
too.
probably at that time it really
But
was.
it
bro.
wasn't a breakdancing record.
Nah,
It wasn't a
you
beatbox
popped to
record.
that shit though. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, bro, I was so fucked up. Yo,
I saw the windmill to Billy.
you know what I'm saying? But it was a blast. So when I was doing B Street, I was going to Lehman High School at the same time. But I was about ready. We were about to move from the Bronx to Cali. Okay.
Yeah.
So I had already pretty much got out of school and shit. I was
Yeah.
staying at my grandmother's house in Manhattan, which was actually like quite a few blocks down from the Roxy. So
Okay.
I was walking to the Roxy to do the filming and shit. You know what I'm saying? And then
What a time! What a time to you know what? And that era can never be reproduced in any shape. Like if you were your age in that era, bro, that's an ill time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and at the time I didn't. Who would have known that was gonna be an icon? I didn't realize something. Half the time I didn't know when we were actually recording. I was just having a good time.
And it's funny about like, especially with B Street, like at the time, it's not like the movie was the biggest movie in the world, but it became like, eventually it became like
a cult
like
classic.
cult classic, especially for hip hop. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you're a part of that shit. You were
Yeah,
there.
and I, every time I see a clip, it brings
Yeah.
back that nostalgia, right? And it's like, man, that was a good time.
So from that, this is that movie came out what
84,
84. So there was a point, I would assume, that from then to when did you move to Arizona?
Okay, so I went from New York to Cali in 84. And then I moved to Arizona.
So then right after the
right after we filmed Beach Street, yeah, bro. So
Cali.
I got one more story to tell about Beach Street, man. Rest in peace to Jesse D from Force MDs. The last day of filming and stuff, you know. Now I'm going back to the Bronx, right? And I'm going to the school because I got a box of Beach Street T-shirts and shit, right? Like from the movie.
Yeah.
And I'm going back. I get on the train. And I'm headed to the Bronx.
Yeah.
Well, it was midweek, and it was during the day.
Uh-huh.
Truancy cops were out.
Oh shit.
They pull a bunch of us, right? And I get arrested basically, and I get arrested with Jesse D from the Force MDs. I swear to God, I can't make this shit up.
That's some old school shit. Do truancy officers still exist? I don't even think that shit.
I don't think they exist. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't go to school though. How the fuck do I know?
I know, me neither. I'm just saying, I just haven't heard. Even raising my kid, I never heard of a truancy officer.
Right.
You know what I'm saying, like.
So check this out. They call the school and everything. They figure out that I'm not playing hooky actually because I was already enrolled out of school because I'm about to move to Cali.
Yeah.
So they give me fucking tokens to get back on the train and go, about my way. So I get to school and I give away all these shirts, not realizing they're gonna be worth money one day, right? Because it's a fucking iconic movie. And I give everybody a shirt, you know. I think I kept one and then finally I lost it or whatever. And then mine was dope that I kept too. It was,
You good, bro.
It was a light gray like this with purple ink, purple lettering.
It was like graffiti letters.
Like the thing, the symbol from B Street, the house with the.
Oh yeah, with the dude right there.
Yeah. It was that.
Oh,
It was
wow.
that. That was the actual, you know. And God bless my wife. She bought me one. Bought me one like on Amazon or something, but
Oh,
it's not the
what you
real.
paid for it?
I don't know. She, you know,
It
it's
was
kind of
the
like
real
Amazon,
one?
but it was
Yeah.
the thought. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
yo,
yeah.
that shit is dope as fuck. You know what I'm saying?
That shit would be worth a lot of money.
I'm gonna tell you something, man. My wife, she knows me so well, dog. Like, she's surprised. She never. I'm always surprised because she thinks way be outside the box.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, yo, you fucking do know me, huh? You know what I'm saying? Which is
That's
dope.
dope.
Yeah, it's super
That's
dope.
dope shit,
You
bro.
know, I give her a hard time a lot, but I love you to death, baby. Just saying. Where were we at? We were on
Cali.
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 Okay, so Cali. So I get to Cali and I'm b-boying and shit. You know what I'm saying? And I was really good back then.
Let me ask you a question, because I had a situation where I went to Cali for a little bit, coming from New York. People in California, especially if you're from New York, they treat you a certain way. You know what I'm saying? And it's not even a bad thing. It's like
It was bad and good for me.
yeah, it was bad and good in the sense because like I think a lot of girls like that shit. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But like,
how you think how you think I met my wife?
oh shit,
We went to the same school and through a mutual
where
friend.
you guys did that in Cali?
I lived in Loma Linda. She
Okay.
lived in Redlands, right?
Okay.
So in Loma Linda is called Okieville. You know what I'm saying? And Redlands, nicknamed
They had
Redlands.
b-boys out there.
We did have b-boys. It's funny because one of my best friends who also passed away, rest in peace, Lonnie. We battled the first day we met and we became best friends. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up.
And my boy Lonnie Coleman, should become LC. What's up, boy? I see you on there. Sorry, I'm going back and forth in this interview, man.
Dude, we gonna have to take a break from music because
Okay.
I only have hip hop. You know what I'm saying? That all started in the Bronx, and now we are in California.
The BX.
You know what I'm
Now
saying?
we in Cali.
Now we in Cali. So let's continue on this b-boy hip hop journey, and now we are in California.
All right. So when I got to Cali, and I was b-boy and shit, I started meeting people and stuff, right? And then I went to the Redlands Community Center. I'll never forget. I went to audition for a group called the Mod Squad. Was the name of the group?
Mod Squad.
It was some
That's
B-boys.
a dope ass name for a b-boy squad.
It was Mod Squad. Mod Squad, right?
Yeah.
And I was at the Redlands Community Center, man, and I'm auditioning for them, and just so happened, it's my boy Andy Lopez and a couple of other cats come in, and they were part of a crew called CBC, California Breaking Crew.
Okay.
Right, so they see me, they watching me and shit, and they happen to be on the way to go film a video for something, and they literally stole me from Mod Squad as I was auditioning for Mod Squad and put me down with their day one, put me down taking. Back then I had super great footwork, up rock, all that shit. I'm from the Bronx,
Yeah.
straight. So we became CBC, and back in those days, our rivals were a group called Rockin' Wizards.
Okay.
That we had rivalry, just like I can compare it to. This is some AZ history. I'm going to compare it to. I would say it was just as bad, if not worse, than the rivalry between Arizona Explorer Assassins and Furious Styles Crew. Back in the day, there was a big rivalry, right? And I'm talking about that the CBC because I got another flyer. And
Bro got flyers from like over 30
Yeah.
years ago. You know what I'm saying?
Because this is July 15th, 1984.
Damn.
Okay, and this was a rematch battle. It was a grudge battle between the Rockin' Wizards and California Breaking Crew.
Yeah.
That I was talking about earlier. Now, the winner of this was supposed to be in Breaking 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Which was a terrible movie.
Yes.
That movie was so bad. Miracles, that to say miracles and shit.
Yes. So, the judge who for this one was Ice-T, ironically. Okay.
He's like, y'all motherfuckers can break dance your asses off, yo. That shit is fucking
Well, hold
dope.
on. Look, so this is just to show you like the difference between the Flyers in New York and
Did you
Flyers
see
in
that
Cali.
shit? Wow.
Is that Tony the Tiger?
Nigga, that's Tony the Tiger. Everything is great.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, this is wild, bro. This looks like something from Breaking too.
You know what I'm saying?
It looks like the Electric Boogaloo.
Right? And this was in Riverside, this battle, at California Skate.
Okay.
So it's an ironic story because our popper at the time, this dude named Ace, he was a really dope popper.
Mm.
He was our popper, right?
Yeah.
And then they had Boogaloo Shrimp.
Turbo.
They had Turbo.
There. Turbo's nice.
Turns out Turbo and Ace were actually friends. So
Okay.
he didn't go in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He went in, but he didn't go in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He would have probably lost to Turbo anyway, but he just, you know.
But they ain't call him Turbo, huh? They call him Boogaloo
Boogaloo
Shrimp.
Shrimp. Shrimp, yeah. Because Turbo was his name from
the movie.
From the movie. And they also had Handyman. Now, mind you, Handyman was the one with the, on the crutches.
Yeah, they do.
Right.
Okay.
So I had a really fast turtle and shit back then. So I went up heads up with Handyman at the time. You know what I'm saying?
In case y'all don't know what these type of moves are, look them up. Google Turtle breakdance move.
Right. So I went up against him and then I beat him with his own shit basically.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we lost the battle because it was Ice-T, you know, whatever. And I'm not gonna blame him, but you know, whatever. It was politically rigged, I believe. Anyway,
I'm gonna give it to the motherfuckers from Riverside. They won.
so check this out. And then, and so Rockin' Wizards recruits Andy Lopez, who was like our really good b-boy. He had no power moves. He had no footwork. He sucked at footwork, but he had great power moves, right? So I love you though. It is what it is, Andy. You didn't have footwork, but anyway, so they recruited him. So he had a cameo in the movie and shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But I had a great time in Cali being a b-boy and shit, and then that's when I actually started more emceeing and shit too. I'm going into, you know, because
what would you say you started rapping? What was the?
Well, I started rapping before I left New York and shit. You know, but it was bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Rap was kind of, I don't want to say it was bullshit back then, but it was different than how we.
Well, I was, you know, Globe was kind of trying to teach me. You know what I'm saying? But I was really into b-boying at that time, so I, you know, but
b-boying was more important than rapping.
Right.
Way more important.
So, but when I started writing and rapping for real, or MCing, I remembered everything Globe taught me. You know what I'm saying? Like how to format shit and stuff like that. And then I met another mentor in Cali. His name's Al Perkins, DJ Blend Daddy. Who if you Google DJ Blend Daddy, for all you cats that are rocking these mashups and shit like that, and Google his name, and it will list him as quoted as to being the inventor of the actual real mashup. He does mashup videos, all that, but way before fucking TikTok was doing this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like real mash. You know what I'm saying? He does. So you know, SoCamp, we have all these videos, right? And we always drop a video and then we drop a remix video. He's the one that does the remix videos for us.
Oh wow.
So that gives you an idea of, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, and he has phenomenal. Just look him up, DJ Blend Daddy. I love you, Al. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm doing music in Cali, and so I'm still doing. Back now, I'm doing. I'm in a group called Soft Touch, which is a party crew. Okay, this stack of flyers, the majority of the stack of flyers that I have here, they're from like 85 and 86, 87, right? Mm-hmm. Back when you had the party crews and you had to have the freshest fucking flyers. This is 87, right? I mean, 87. I mean, look, the flyers, you had to get creative and shit because there was no internet back then. Remember, still.
You had to go put them shits out.
We had to go, we went to the high schools and passed them out.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Them out and put them shits on cars and do all that kind of shit.
Right. You know.
Stand outside a club, wait for that shit to come out.
I mean,
pass them out.
Look, this was 86, October, Shake the Inland Empire, you know, and this is, your flyers got you, you know what I'm saying?
See, this one got cakes on it. So I would definitely go. If you've passed me this flyer, I'm like,
you would go.
I'm like, oh shit, I would go.
You know what I'm saying?
Where's this at? Let me see.
That's in Riverside.
It's in Riverside.
Right? Oh, let me see.
Crazy.
And let's see, where was it at?
Shake the Inland Empire.
No, this was San Bernardino. This was at the Orange Show Fairgrounds. You know what I'm saying? Some of these aren't in order. I apologize because Daryl D has been helping me try to get all my stuff together and put them in these savers. so that I don't
bro.
fuck them up.
You got
Right?
some legendary shit here, man.
Let's see, what's this? This is 86. This is, the house party. You can see, remember I was talking about seduction.
Yeah.
I mean, excuse me, soft touch. There we are right there, soft touch, right? And this is, when is this? What was the date on this? 88. This was 88. Look at that. Now look at the other side, though.
Hold on, still with this shit. The way it's printed. You know what I'm saying?
What's it say on that motherfucker, dog?
Chino D. Lazy
Right.
Boy. Mr. Magic.
Those, you know what I'm saying?
Priority One.
Party one was my
This
cousin.
is what, 88?
That's 88.
Yeah,
Yeah,
September
88.
24th.
88.
Damn. Man.
So, I mean, I have flyers that go from 85 to,
Oh, it's
I
like
know.
8 or 9 years. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I was like,
We had so much fun, man. Hold on, let me pull this up.
but you know what though? I remember them years being incredible years. You know what I'm saying? Just in general.
So for those that have heard the term,
88.
this is the Aquanet era,
the big hair era.
the big hair era,
The big hair.
yeah, the big hair era, right?
Freestyle music
Yeah,
era.
yeah, that's what I was getting into.
Yeah. Freestyle
So-
music era.
So at one point, b-boying kind of died away, right? And freestyle music is what a lot of b-boys transcended to.
Yep.
Right? A lot of people don't understand that. It was another form of dance, right? And a lot of b-boys gravitated to it, and it's a great era.
Freestyle music, bro. I love freestyle music, man. Some of my favorite shit, to be honest. Like dead ass. Some of my favorite shit is freestyle.
Freestyle music? No,
I
absolutely.
love freestyle music. And we go into our break, we're gonna play some freestyle music.
Oh, that'll be
Yeah.
freaking incredible. Look, 87. I mean, so much history. These days where, you had the mini truck clubs,
Yeah.
cruising, we used to cruise down, son of a bitch, not Waterman. Give me a second.
See, I'm not familiar with
Mount
this.
Vernon. In San Bernardino, we cruised Mount Vernon, you know what I'm saying? But like, there's all kinds of other stuff. We did so much shit, man. We did a lot of cocaine and speed back then too.
I bet.
Oh man,
That was the good cocaine era.
Right.
The 80s was the powerful cocaine era. You know what I'm saying?
And we got our records. Well, we had a cat back then named Tom. Tommy was a DJ. They DJ'd at the roller skating rinks in Club Metro, which was a big club in Riverside. He sold records also, so we got our records from him. And Pollo. So after 14th Street and Quick Corner, yes sir. We used to after the parties and shit, we had after hours, right?
Yeah.
We would go to the beach, nigga. We would drive from San Bernardino to like Newport Beach and shit.
Yeah.
Nigga,
It's like a 2 or 3 hour drive.
Nah, it's like an hour and a half. But listen, one time I was so coked up, bro, like 2 o'clock in the morning, and jumped in the ocean. I took my clothes off. I went in my fucking underwear.
When it's nighttime?
Yeah, nighttime, freezing.
Bro, I would never get in the ocean at nighttime.
Well, I did. I was
It
like,
was crazy, bro.
I was crazy as shit.
Yeah.
They dared me, and they were like,
I don't fuck with the ocean at night, bro.
and they were like, you gotta do it for soft touch. And you gotta mind you, I'm like 17 years old.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm not getting in the water at nighttime, though. No.
It was fucking incredible.
It's a scary place at night.
Carousel Mall. Yes, he don't know what Carousel Mall is, but anyway.
Yeah, I'm not
So Cali, I in like '92, kind of fast forwarding, I signed a contract, and it was a subsidiary of Warner Brothers Records. I was supposed to be on a compilation. It was a Latin
This was a
compilation.
rap? Like,
Yeah. This is what I'm
So
doing.
you were
music.
rapping at this time?
Now I'm doing music. Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's me, my cousin, Priority One.
So you started doing rap. So you started rap like as far as recording music in the
We-
early '90s. Then.
Yeah, late '80s, early '90s. You know what I'm saying?
What was that like back then, recording music?
Yeah, we did it on a 4-track,
Oh my
a
god.
cassette 4-track.
Yeah, the cassette.
It was a Fostex. Okay,
It's crazy, man.
and
Because if you think about it, back then, if you're trying to record like legit music, it was very expensive to do that. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Now
The studio time would be like $10,000.
Yo,
you're trying to record at the real studio.
So remember I was talking about DJ Blend Daddy.
Mhm.
He was my mentor as far as recording stuff too. So he, God bless him, he taught me a lot and never charged me. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up.
So I had studio time, recording time with him, but we also had a little 4-track in our little spot, and
Yeah.
it wasn't even a mic like this. You know what I'm saying? It was horrible. A half cassette of my shit from like '92.
Yeah.
And my wife's like, you should put that out. I'm like, you're fucking crazy.
What was your style of rap back then? Who would you say that you think you might have, or who was you trying to sound like back then?
Back then, I was studying a lot of Heavy D.
So Heavy D flow. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? More having fun. You know what I'm saying?
fun flow, yeah.
I did a little bit. I went through different phases because I had different styles. I would write my verses and have different styles within the verse. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So it's funny because I'm from the generation after you. I try to emulate Mobb Deep when I first started doing my shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
For me, that was
and see, and also, I listen to a lot of positive shit too. I try to do positive rap.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I was in the streets.
But I changed. I changed depending on what mood I was in. You know what I'm saying? Like I was very universal. Like you couldn't pinpoint my. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Technically, I just had fun with it. I didn't care. You know what I'm saying?
But that's how you should. That's how you should make music. You should make music that's fun to you. You know what I'm saying? I feel like as an artist as well, sometimes like especially when you're younger, you try to make music to be like, okay, I'm gonna make this type of record. I'm gonna make this type of record. When you really, you should just make whatever you feel. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's
it sounds more authentic that way too.
I wish I really would have thought of that too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like.
Me too when I was younger.
There's a lot of shit that I just didn't record because I wasn't, I was like, nobody gonna like that. Nigga, I don't give a fuck. Like now I don't give a fuck.
So all of this is before you actually came to Arizona?
Yes, this is all before. This is still, we're still in Cali. We still, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sipping Mai Tais on the beach right now.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Jumping in the ocean at nighttime.
Jumping in the ocean at nighttime in my drawers.
It's fucking crazy.
In my drawers. You know what I'm saying? Not caring that everybody saw that it was cold.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you pause.
Pause. See, there was no fucking pause back then. What the fuck? The only pause we had back then was on a fucking cassette. You know what I'm saying? Or, because Cali was still before CDs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
This is the early 90s, yeah. That's when they first started kind of coming around, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, this is before CDs. This is cassettes and...
So what's up with this record that you were talking about that you...
Oh, okay. So we signed with this dude named Alfred Rubalcaba, who actually, he was working for Warner Brothers, but we signed, me and my cousin went to Fresno, California to record. It was called, a song I did called Latin Kickin' Flavor was the name of the song. And we sampled Kano, I'm Ready. Digga-digga-digga-digga-digga-do.
Yeah.
Right. So, but back then we didn't want to have to pay for sample clearance, so we had somebody come in and actually replayed it, right? And even like I had a live trombonist come in, like on my song, it's crazy, right? We also, my cousin was scratching like this, Slick Rick, right? So we did the song. The engineer, ironically, the engineer in Fresno, his name was fucking Fresno.
That's crazy.
But I'm gonna tell you, I think I talked about this before. I'll never forget that experience. When we got to Fresno, we took a bus and a train, and an Amtrak train, right? And when we got to our hotel room, my cousin Rob calls his wife at the time and says, "Hey, we're here."
Yeah.
And she says, "Turn the news on." I'm like, "What?" This is when LA was rioting.
Oh, this
Rodney King. This is Rodney King.
Yeah.
This is Rodney King.
We're
like, what the fuck?
Yeah, the 12.
So, we're like, what the fuck? This is 1992.
Yeah.
Like on the record, and I'm so stupid.
Yeah.
I even say it. 1992. I should have never done that.
Never timestamp a record.
Never guys don't timestamp a fucking record.
Timestamp.
Stupid.
They make them.
Because if I would have put it out now, you wouldn't even fucking know. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because you're here, but now you know because you heard it, right?
Yeah.
But so we did the record. We couldn't get the sample clearance on like this. I think they wanted like a ridiculous amount. And the dude was like, "That we're not doing it." But anyway, it didn't matter because the dude Alfred Rubalcaba that we were signed with for that deal. Warner Brothers finds out that he's working with other labels and fires him. So the project never came out anyway. You know what I'm saying? But it was a fucking cool experience. You know what I'm saying? Because we were in the studio with live players and fucking. You know what I'm saying?
Cool, like, especially back in that time too. That's like like I said, recording music is a lot different than it's way more difficult and more expensive back then than it is now. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, and we're gonna get.
And even the skill of engineering, just recording. Yeah. That shit is a lot harder back then. You had reels. Were y'all recording on reels and shit like that?
It wasn't digital.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
It
took a different type of skill.
Yeah, because you had to splice the kick tape, all that shit. But it was crazy. It was crazy. But so coming back from that recording session, we're on the bus and we get to Grand Central Station in California, in LA. It's dark.
This is all up under all the riots happening. All this
Yes,
shit?
listen.
Okay.
So I'm like, yo, I want to get out and pee, right? I didn't
Yeah.
want to pee on the bus. So we get off the bus and look, and it's fucking empty, dark. And this is like me, my cousin, and maybe 5 other fucking passengers.
Yeah.
It was like a late time ride rather on the bus. And you look and you can see the city literally burning. Like shit. We were like, fuck that. We got back on the bus. You know what I'm saying? I'll never forget that shit, man. That was like, cause you know that shit was crazy. Cause after Rodney King, then it was Reginald Denny got fucked up, you know, in the middle of the riots and shit, and a lot of shit happened, you know. But you know,
Shit was crazy time, bro.
it really was, you know.
Yeah.
It's still racist like that though. The cops
Yeah.
are still doing this shit.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
bro. That's
Like-
and it's gonna be like to the end of time, bro. That's just
Yeah,
what it is.
unfortunately, you know.
Yeah.
But you thank God for cell phones now.
Yeah,
Camera,
That- I mean,
yeah.
it does. It does.
Have it
that
less.
does help. Not only does it happen less, it makes people accountable. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
When you have footage, because you
Yeah.
can't really deny that shit. You be like, hey, bro, this is you. You know what I'm saying?
you
So
know.
that is technology is a gift and a curse. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
And even it's funny talking about that as far as like recording music. You would think that it would be better now because it's so much easier to record music. But the curse part of it is that because it is real easy, everybody can make a record.
It's too accessible.
Yeah, it's too accessible.
I'm
Anybody
okay
can
with
make a
it.
song.
I'm okay with it being easier.
Like you can almost make a song on your phone.
You
Like,
can make a
literally,
song on your phone. Yeah, 100%.
And it'll probably sound almost as good as something that's whatever is out. Let me tell you something. The other day I noticed. So you know how when our ears are accustomed to listening to music on platforms now, like Spotify, Apple Music. What I've noticed, bro, I had a friend of mine that has a car that with a CD player, and he played a CD. It sounds different, bro, and it sounds way better because the music we hear on these platforms is compressed.
Yeah.
But when you hear that shit on a CD, that shit sounded incredible. I was like, man, I haven't heard music sound like this in a while.
When's the last time you heard a record?
I couldn't even tell
Vinyl.
you.
That's even better.
Yeah,
That's, you know what I'm saying?
Tell you, man.
That's even better.
So we do Ill Vibe, and the DJs they bring actual records. You know what I'm saying? So I guess.
Yeah, but you're in a club environment, so
yeah.
that's different.
It's different,
than if
yeah.
you're at home.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
It's
saying?
different, you know what I'm
Right.
saying?
You know, if you're an audiophile, you know what I'm saying?
but-
Like,
Bro, see, hearing that CD and that's what I'm saying. There's a gifted curse when it comes to technology. You know what I'm saying?
well, my problem with it, I don't have, like I said, I don't have a problem with it being easier. I have a problem with it being so accessible. Like, 5-year-old can fucking,
It's true.
you know what I'm saying? And it's no,
But is that bad? Or I mean,
it's a big gift and a curse. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that's what I'm saying.
It's bad when there's an artist that isn't an artist and they're just putting out bullshit, and they're, you know what I'm saying? And it's that's when it's.
But
good.
here's-
That's what I mean by the.
here's
I got the
where I
problem with
play-
accessible.
here's where I play devil's advocate for old heads like us. And this is the reason. The reason why I say this, bro, is because I have a lot of artists on this show, and it keeps me tapped into what's going on. Right.
Yeah, I'm definitely not that then.
So,
You know what I'm
this
saying?
is
I
why
can
say
admit that.
This is why I say that, right? Because like, if you say you can't control what people like, right? So like if I'm an artist, right, and you don't like my music, right, and you think I'm trash, but I'm putting out music and people like the shit, right?
Yeah.
You can't help what people like.
You're right.
You know
And
what
I'm not. I'm just, you know.
It's a weird thing.
It's like a saying we have in the car business. There's a seat for every ass.
Yeah.
So that's because this person don't like this
Now,
car, somebody else will.
Here's the
You know?
other thing too. Something else that I've noticed. It takes an artist to know how to promote yourself right too. Like that marketing shit. Like the one thing about you. Okay, we have the internet. Then why isn't everybody famous? Because it also takes a specific craft
Yeah.
to know how to promote yourself and know how to brand yourself correctly. Because just the art of making a song, you could be highly gifted at being a rapper, but if you have this song, you don't even know what the hell to do with it.
Yeah.
There's people like that are super talented but don't know what to do with their craft. Whereas you take somebody who you may not think might be that great as making music, but that motherfucker knows how to promote.
Yeah, yeah.
You go through his
Yeah.
shit and he got all kind of fly shit, you know what I'm saying, as far as the way he's branding himself. So that's why I say it's a gift and a curse, and you could be like, man, these people suck, but do they? Because they got a fan base that likes them, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You may not like their music, I may not like their music,
Right.
but like my son keeps me tapped into like what's popping or whatever, and some of these rappers I'll be like, in my opinion, I'm like, and then I'll play some shit. Like my son does like older music as he came up with me, but sometimes, you know what I'm saying, they'll be like, and I have to remember when you, back in the 90s, right? If you think about that, what came out in the 60s was 30 years ago, and that was like the Beatles. and you would thought that shit was old as fuck.
All right.
So they probably, when they listen to Nas or some shit, they're probably like, this shit old as fuck. You know what I'm saying?
It's ironic, yeah.
Yeah, and I have to think about it, which is ironic because in your mind, you're like, Nas is a new rapper. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So like,
and I'm like, I'm like this too. If you we're talking about like the Beatles and shit,
Yeah.
now being older, I can appreciate the Beatles. You know what I'm saying? Because I appreciate music way more. I'm more open minded on that classic type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think the Beatles were fucking phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? John Lennon was a fucking genius.
I never was a Beatles fan, bro, but I understand. But there's music that came out from that time I am a fan of.
Right.
I'm just not a fan of their music. Just never did anything for me. You know what I'm saying? Like for music back then, it was like Marvin Gaye. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta remember, some like their album, the Abbey Road album, was a fucking groundbreaker. You know what I'm saying?
It just didn't do nothing for me, brother.
No, I get it. But I'm beating a dead horse partly. But
Yeah.
I'm telling you, there's like, you know, the way they recorded the album and you know, some of the shit that they use. It's like, wow. You know
I give
what I'm
them credit as far as the impact that they've had in music.
And remember,
they're the Beatles, bro.
and they weren't from here.
Yeah, no, and that's the other thing.
That's
too, they're not from
crazy.
here. They're the Beatles, you know what I'm saying? I'm not, but as far as me being a fan of their music,
Right.
I like music from that era, but just not their music. You know what I'm saying?
I get it.
And even like,
I heard you like the Monkees.
yeah, but like Jimi Hendrix, like I like Jimi
Jimi
Hendrix.
Hendrix was the
you know
shit.
what I'm
You
saying?
killed it. Yeah.
I like Jimi Hendrix. I like the Doors. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I did like other music outside of soul music from that era.
Right.
But I just never got into the Beatles.
I hear you. Yeah. I hear you.
But let's get back on this hip hop journey, bro.
Right.
So
now we were 1992.
Yeah.
Soul Disciples. With Soul Disciples. It was me. and
that
my
was your
brother.
first rap group, Soul Disciples.
That was no. PR2 was my very first rap group. It's me and my boy Kool Hexy.
Now, Soul Disciples doesn't sound like happy music. That sounds more like a little bit more
Right.
rugged type shit.
We did happy music and we did other shit. You know what I'm saying? We did a little bit of everything, right?
Yeah.
And it was funny because our manager at the time, he associated with us with like a Chicago gang. We're like, no, they're not those disciples. You know what I'm saying? At the time, the disciples in Chicago.
Y'all some gangster disciples, y'all some GDs.
You know what I'm saying? But I know. But
That's funny, bro.
my first partner was my boy Kool Hexy, and we were called PR2. So for Puerto Rican two Puerto Ricans, right? That was my first.
That's
MC.
probably rare in California. There's probably not a lot of Puerto Ricans.
There's a lot of Puerto Ricans, bro.
Really?
They have
You did that?
There's a Puerto Rican festival every year in Cali.
Damn, I had no idea.
Every year. You know what I'm
Shows
saying?
what I know.
Yeah, and they used to
Fuck.
rock. You know what I'm saying? And
I guess I say that because there's not too many of us out here, I guess.
there's more of us out here than you think too. You know we have a Puerto Rican festival.
And
here, too.
that's true too, because you are correct. Because I've been to some of the Puerto Rican festivals they have, and I'd be like, damn, where all these motherfuckers come
Right. We come out the woodworks. You
I'm
know
like,
what I'm saying?
where the hell you been
Yeah.
hiding? You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
And shout out to, speaking of the Puerto Rican festival and Puerto Ricans down here, shout out to my boy Alberto Rivera, who has Nuyorican.
Oh yeah, that's my wife. I used to work with him. That's my boy.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, Roberto. I'm talking about Roberto.
Alberto.
Roberto. We're talking about the same person though. I know.
The one
Yeah,
that
he's from Puerto Rico?
Yeah, the food truck.
Or he just, well, see, my boy Roberto bought the Puerto Rican Latin Grill. We're not talking about the same thing though.
So Alberto used to own Nuyorican Cafe, which is where Puerto Rican Bar and Grill is now.
Okay.
Okay. Wesley owns
So
it now.
yeah. So yeah, we're talking about two separate people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely not Roberto.
Okay.
He had a food truck and then
Yeah. See,
anyway.
Roberto didn't have a food truck. No.
Yeah, no, it's New York. Fuck you.
Are you talking about the one down 15th Avenue?
In
Indian school?
He used to have it there, I think, maybe.
But he actually has a spot there now. Though.
No, he doesn't have a spot. He has a food truck.
Have you been to the one on 15th Avenue in India? It's right south of Indian school on 15th Avenue.
What's it called?
It's called, I'll tell you right now.
Anyway, so shout out to my boy, you know what I'm saying? He has some really bomb pastelillos and shit.
I'm trying to find it for this Puerto Rican restaurant. Because it's Puerto Rican Latin Grill.
Have you been to Cubanita's Kitchen?
Mm.
Downtown Glendale.
Mm.
Shout out to Cubanita's Kitchen. Best Cuban food in AZ for sure. And you know, Cuban food is very similar to Puerto Rican food.
So, let me see. Yeah, it's called Phoenix Porky.
Yeah, no, that's a whole different.
You know what I'm talking about though?
Yep,
Okay.
I've had that food at the Puerto Rican Festival before.
Okay.
Yeah, they're good too. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, Phoenix Porky.
They have a little spot and their truck is parked behind the spot.
Yeah, the truck's
But they
parked.
have a spot. And
Yeah.
you can go there. Yeah. For sure. So 92, you know, we're doing that stuff. and then I started doing. I started performing in like Beverly Hills, in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Performed at Carlos and Charlie's, which was owned back in the day by Joan Rivers.
Oh wow.
You know what I'm saying? And that was a cool spot. That's where I met MC Trouble there. The MC Soul
This
Soldier.
is all early '90s.
This
too.
is still 90s.
Yeah, this is crazy.
This is still, I got the flyers.
Yeah, shit's
You know what
crazy.
I'm saying? I pulled them out. The
Yeah.
best in the, it was
This shit is
my
crazy.
manager was J.J. Howard, who ran he threw what's called the Best in the West talent show.
And this is all before you even came to Phoenix.
This is still living in Cali. I didn't come to Phoenix till actually it's coming up. It's going to be almost exactly 30 years. 2 days before Christmas, 1995.
That's when you came to Phoenix.
Is when I came to Phoenix. Exactly 2 days before Christmas, 1995.
When you got here, were you still on the mode of making music and shit? Were you still doing all that, or was it different journeys through this hip hop life, this b-boy life?
And we still in Cali.
Yeah, we're still in Cali here. We was talking about a lot of different parties and just fucking all kind of just events.
Jumping in
b-boy events.
jumping in the ocean
Yeah,
at
yeah.
2 a.m.
So what did you want to get to this last part?
Okay, so last part, I got to shout out my boy, Dirty Birdie. You know what I'm saying? Tweet twice, motherfucker. Tweet. You know what I mean? Dirty Birdie is one of the cats that I met in Cali around the same time I met Al, and he is hands down. He's in my top 5 dead or alive, top 5 signed or unsigned.
Rapper?
Yeah, MC. No,
MC.
MC.
My bad. My fault.
Fucking called Dirty
I'm-
Birdie a
I'm
rapper.
tripping.
MC. But that's Powell. He is a San Bernardino legend, and when I say legend, I mean legend. He's a phenomenal freestyle artist, rapper, MC. Like you ever seen rapper, and has the most phenomenal songs, man. He's so dope. Like, you know what I'm saying? He used to be part of a group called the Black Spooks. It was him and his cousin Shaquan. Anyway, I met them back then. But yeah, Dirty Birdie. Make sure y'all you're looking out for Dirty Birdie. One of the most incredible artists.
And he's still putting out music?
He's still putting out music.
That's what's up.
And he's just it's his time. You know what I'm saying? It's been his time.
Yeah.
And I can't wait for him to drop the new shit. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's
So
up, yo.
shout out to Dirty Birdie. I love you, my brother. That's another one of my brother from another mother. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, I wanted to make sure I didn't leave Cali without
Yeah.
talking about my
Absolutely.
man. And my man Pollo, I love you, Pollo. Thank you for keeping watching this shit. You know what I'm saying? But let's see. So I come to AZ.
Arizona, Phoenix.
My hip hop journey in Arizona starts at the warehouse that used to be on 51st Avenue. This is probably before you moved out here.
Yeah.
Remember, this is 1995. So
Yeah.
96,
I moved out here in 2000.
So 96, I meet Bug, Johnny Castro from Furious Style Crew.
Okay.
He's working at that warehouse, right? And
This is on 51st Avenue and what?
it used to, I want to say it was, so the railroad was,
So that's like around like
it was south of Camelback.
around Camelback, yeah, because that's where the railroad's at, like around.
Right, so yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
it's not there anymore, obviously.
Yeah.
But so I go in. When I was working, when I first came out here with the railroad, I was working on different types of crazy shifts. So I go to the warehouse, and now I was just, we had some downtime. I go, and I'm looking through their hip hop shit. The first time I'm in the store out here, I'm like just trying to see what they got. Right, I'm like, it's fucking Arizona. I'm thinking, fucking
This shit corny.
I'm thinking tumbleweeds and shit. Right.
Yeah,
So anyway,
that's how I would have thought when I first came out here.
so I asked, the dude behind the counter, hey, do you guys have the Black Forest CD? You know what I'm saying? Because one of the crews that I was down with in Cali was Black Forest. Hence that right there, right? And he's like, oh yeah, we got it right there. So I'm checking out. All right. Now in my mind, I'm like, all right, this is a cool spot. This is, they hit this shit, right?
Yeah.
And this is before I even knew about Zia Records yet. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So anyway, me and him get to talking and shit, and I'm explaining to him, hey, I'm part of Black Forest and stuff, and he knew who they were and stuff. We had Black Forest had LMNO. LMNO was one of the visionaries.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know the Visionaries. Yeah.
Right, so LMNO.
Yeah.
So me and LMNO were in Black Forest together. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Back then, LMNO was called 100% Cotton. It was him and his boy. It was a duo. It was called 100% Cotton.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? Get it?
Yeah.
They were white boys.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Same kind.
But dope as fuck. LMNO was always dope, right? So then we start talking about b-boying and shit. And he's like, oh, you should come by, you know, our spot. We got a little practice spot. It was at the house and shit in Maryville and shit. So and that's why I made B-Boy House and his brother and Pure Styles Crew.
Yeah.
So then I started hanging out with them and shit. And I meet with Phonics also, DJ Mello.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I started hanging out with him. I meet Transo. I meet from Crown Records. You know what I'm saying? And Transo and Bino one.
Mm-hmm.
And then we started hanging out and doing stuff together. I featured on a few of Ilphonics' stuff, early stuff that was on their tapes and shit. We used to record at DJ Mello's house in the fucking bathroom.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? And Mello used to be the king of mixtapes, but on cassette. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I started building my hip hop, out here.
Yeah.
And then there was an MC battle at the Nile Theater.
Which don't even exist out here no more, huh?
I think they reopened it.
Really?
Somebody told me they reopened it. Anyway, that was in Tempe, I believe.
I remember the Now Theater, but I don't think that shit is open no more, bro. Like,
so it had like upstairs and downstairs. You remember?
Yeah.
There was like a basement, whatever. So anyway, they had this battle, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you had to fucking like submit your shit to get into the battle or whatever. So I submitted my shit, and he was like, "Yeah, I want you in it." So I'm in it, and it's me versus this white dude named Kinetic from this group called Legendary Group from Tempe Supermarket. Anyway,
it's before I got here.
Okay, so anyway, I didn't really hardly know that many people and shit, but Pure Styles Crew came and they were there and shit, and I ended up winning the battle, the MC battle. And so for the battle, they were supposed to fly you to New York for the finals, because it was a thing that Zulu Nation was actually putting on. Okay, so they backed out of that shit, whatever. But the night that I won that MC battle, DJ Robbie Rob won the DJ battle. And it was him against DJ Fashion.
Shout out to DJ Fashion.
You know what I'm saying? So that's this, and this is, I remember this is like '96.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I know both of those brothers.
Right, and look how good they are now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean,
I saw Rob was at our event.
Yeah, exactly. I know. You know what I'm saying? That's why I mentioned it. You know what I mean? Like, I got history with a lot of people. You know what I'm saying?
That's my guy.
So anyway, as far as recording out here, I bought some equipment from Al, and then had my little home studio for a minute, and I started doing still stuff with Ilphonics and Mello and them. But then I meet with Transo and them and Beener and Crown Records. So I started hanging out with them. But Lydia's uncle Johnny was he moves out here, and me and him formed GFB, Going for Broke.
Going for Broke.
So it's me and him, and I used to, I had him under my wing like when he was 14. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of taught him some shit, and then when he moved out here, we started rhyming together and shit, right?
Yeah.
And we did some great shit. You know what I'm saying? I can't deny that. We recorded shit at my house and Transo's house, and this is like now I'm in the first album we did here now. The first recordings were on another 4-track, but I had the Roland VS880. You remember that digital recorder?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Joint.
The old school joint, right?
Yeah.
I was still not computer yet. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't recording on a computer yet, right?
No.
So I did a lot of shit on that, and then
damn, that's old school.
yeah. We did our first album was all on the VS.
Store real quick. Keep on talking.
All right. Our first album was on the VS880, man. And shit, I had to figure that shit out. I didn't know, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I figured that shit out, and obviously with Transo helping and shit. And that's when I started doing beats on the MPC 2000.
Damn.
Yeah, I did beats on the MPC 2000.
That shit is crazy, bro.
I still have that MPC too.
MPC is the truth still.
Yeah,
though.
I got the X now.
Yeah.
I got the MPC X now.
Does it still work?
The MPC-X is still new. The 2000 still works. Some of the buttons kind of press them.
Yeah.
So it's kind of put away right now. I was gonna sell it, and my wife would not let me. She said, "No, that's part of your history.
Yeah, don't sell that shit, bro.
And so actually lately I've been thinking about
There's no need to sell it.
I'm thinking about bringing it back out. just because it had a certain sound. You know what I'm saying? So I started doing music. I meet this guy named Little Man, and Little Man, he was a short dude. You know what I'm saying? That's why they called him Little Man, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he did music also. He was from New York too. He's from Queens, and he becomes part of GFB, right?
Okay.
At the first inclination, it was we're all together. He had his own group too called the Heebie Jeebies. So anyway, I host a show I'm trying to make it. I host a show at the Mason Jar, and it was it was a CD release, but it was a compilation of different types of music.
Mason Jar.
Yes.
That's the first place I ever performed at. Shout out to Adi. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Adi. So this is pre-Adi though.
Wow. Damn, that's a long time.
This is what I'm getting at. Adi used to come to my shows.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And Adi was, obviously Ty Carter's mom.
Yeah.
And so I was like, absolutely, come.
Yeah.
And she, and I remember one time, the first time she came, she's like, wow, I really like it. She came and my daughter Lydia was young,
Mm-hmm.
and because I was, she was with me, she would help at the door at the Mason Jar, my daughter.
Yeah.
And Adi just loved that family vibe, right? So she always, actually came to my shows, and I always had her on the list and shit. And she brought me Kitchen.
Kitch. Shout out to Kitch. Kitch.
So anyway, I was doing every Tuesday
Mm-hmm.
with the hip hop spot at the Mason Jar. Every Tuesday.
Yeah.
And I would do freestyle battles and all kinds of shit. I had the B-boys come through. Like, it was a spot, where, kids. So in one of the freestyle battles, when Adi ran Kitchen,
Mm-hmm.
she gets in the battle and she smokes this dude.
Probably really badly too, because she used to smoke people.
Well, make it so bad. The dude was like, I could beat this dude. What are you talking about? I was like, yeah, so you fucked up. That's a girl.
There's a girl for one. And
Stupid.
she's gonna murder you.
Yeah,
bro.
and
Kitch was nice, yo.
Kitch was super nice, and I had a saying. I always say, Kitch will take your bitch.
Right. You know what's funny? One time, this is after that. I seen Kitch one time. This is when she was the battle rap queen of Arizona at this point. One time she pulled up. She was like in a drop top Benz with a badass bitch, yo. I was like, yo, Kitch, and she comes up, she's like, what's up, yo? What's up, Penny? What's up? And I'm like, I see you, my G, yo. She just hopped out. She had a bad bitch with her, you know what I'm saying? This was probably maybe like 2004, 2, 3, maybe 2, somewhere around there. Like, this is definitely after what you're talking about.
Yeah, this is still in the 90s.
Yeah, it's almost
this is
in the
basically
90s,
still in the 90s, bro. You know what I'm saying?
That shit is
So yeah, that's what I'm saying. So then I just started. There was a big fight that broke out at
the Mason Jar.
Yeah, dude got drunk. Well, me and him are friends now, actually. Dude got drunk. Before he gets really drunk, he's buying me drinks at the bar, like and saying how much he likes the spot.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say no names because we're good friends now. But he gets drunk, and unfortunately we had to kick him out.
Mm-hmm.
So as I'm like, security kicking him out, and I'm following security like a dummy. I should have just let them do their job.
Yeah.
He sucker punches me, and I'm like, I bust through security. I chase him down the street, beat the shit out of him. You know what I'm saying? And he leaves. Me and Franco counting money down at the end of the night. This dude comes back with a gun.
Oh shit!
Scares the shit out of Franco. You know what I'm saying? And Franco stops me from having it. He's like, I can't do this, So we stopped for a while. I did it a couple more times.
Some motherfucker, yo.
Right. I did it, but I did it a couple more times, and then Adi started doing it.
Yeah.
Because Adi obviously, she had a way better professional, more presence than me. But I started hosting Adi shows for her.
Yeah.
Because I had that love for her, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And she always, babes, I got another, you know what I'm saying? All right, I got you, Adi. I miss that lady. That lady was so, she did a lot of good shit toward a lot of people, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She meant well. For her, it wasn't about the money. You know what I'm saying? At all.
Yeah, man. Adi was cool, man. My first show was at the Mason Jar. First time I've ever even performed anywhere was at the, because I didn't start, like, I'm younger, so when I got out here, I wasn't even recording music yet. I just used to freestyle. I was just good at freestyling.
Right.
So she, in fact, Justice and her, you know what I'm saying, were the first people that ever either did any kind of shows with, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, yeah. Shout out to Adi.
I miss that lady. When she had a like not a garage sale, but she had a sale and sold some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I bought a blanket from her that I always wanted, like those patch quilted blankets.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so soft. You know what I'm saying? After so many years, they get really, really soft, right?
Yeah.
I still had that. It got holes in it and everything.
Wow.
It's I'm not lying. That shit is on my bed, folded up in the corner because it's like my favorite blanket. And not only that, now it reminds me of her because she was such a nice lady, man. That was a great loss. Rest in peace, Adi.
Yo, so now in Arizona,
Yep.
you're now recording music. How did Soul Camp get formed?
Okay, so I gotta get back to the Crown Records thing. Me and Johnny started doing shit, and we dropped 3 CDs together on Crown Records, and then kind of started drifting away different direction with Crown Records, and we're still all friends doing music stuff. At the time, so Johnny's sister is my ex. Okay, that's Lydia's uncle, right? So when we split too. Right, but at the time, Johnny and his brother were working for me at the railroad, so it was very awkward, right?
Yeah.
But we went, separate ways, whatever. And then I just started doing other shit, right? And I started hosting a lot more shows. I'm not really recording that much. I'm just doing my thing, right?
Yeah.
And then Mav hits me up, and he's like, "Hey, you should get on this project, right?"
What year was this?
I'm gonna say this was like 2004, 2005.
Okay.
I can't pinpoint exact. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? I know it was Halloween basically when Soul Camp formed, right?
Yeah.
They were doing a radio drop for 92.3, I think it was, when it was M2, right? And it was to the Off the Books beat.
Okay.
Dum, dum, dum. Friday Night Flavor Show. That's what we're doing it for. We do it. It's a drop of Friday
What is that?
Night.
Matlocks and
Yes, Matlocks, M2, Squeak Boogie.
Yeah.
Right?
Squeak Boogie.
Squeak Boogie.
I don't think Yaya was there yet, was she?
No, I don't think Yaya was there.
No, she wasn't there yet. Yeah.
So we're doing it's a drop for that, right?
Yeah.
And that's the first song that I'm on with them. They had already done one song prior to that.
Yeah.
So I get on it and it was just natural. Like, yo, this shit feels good. You know what I'm saying? Like the chemistry was dope. I was like, damn. So I got part down with Soul Camp and shit. Anyway, Soul Camp is B Stax' brainchild. B Stax.
So he's the original. B Stax was the original.
B Stax.
Because it's B Stax, Skunk One, Mav, you.
Yep.
And who else?
Villain is our DJ.
Okay.
And Sal. Can't forget Sal.
Sal.
The singer, Sal. You know what I'm saying? The Green Eyed Bandit.
See, I don't think I know Sal, but I know B Stax, I know Mav, and I know Skunk.
Because we don't have a lot of songs with Sal on it. You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, but
I know Mav a lot, just outside of Soul Camp. Mav, when I was really doing a lot of shows, like back when I first started putting out my shit, I used to be with Mav in a lot of different places. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like we be doing the same events.
And y'all probably smoked a lot of weed together.
Absolutely. Yeah. I have on my show now, and I was like, bro, I've known you for like 20 years, bro. Like you too. Like I've known y'all motherfuckers for because when I met Mav, I met you at like around the same time, and at least 20 years, bro. Because I put out my first album in 2009. And I knew you a little bit before that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because me and you used to go to Slops together.
Yeah, bro.
Slop from Gun.
So like when I first met Slop, I met Slop in 2007. And I met you before I met Slop. So,
yeah, because you're the one that took me to Slop.
Yeah, so bro, I'm telling you, I probably know you since like maybe 06, bro. Coming on like 20 years.
Sounds about
Because
right.
that's about how long I've been doing like in the mix out here for about 20 years. So you see me through all my phases coming through my first album now to this show now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's dope, bro.
Yeah.
So
I've seen a lot of people from fucking,
Yeah, you've seen a lot of people come up. Like literally, you've seen us all come up, bro. We were like kids. You feel me? Like, bro, I was in my 20s back then. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck, niggas is old, bro.
So Soul Camp forms, right?
Yeah.
Getting back to Soul Camp, okay. And we did Soul Camp Mixtape Volume 1. Then we did Mixtape Volume 2. Then we did like 0.1 and 2.5 or some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we doing all these mixtapes and shit, and doing a lot of shows. Our first show, man, was at Coach and Willie's.
Coach and Willie's, yo, wow.
Listen,
I remember that spot. That was a cool spot.
You know that spot's not even. It's done. It's destroyed.
Yeah, it's gone.
AL3 was the first one to put us on stage.
Really?
This is before he DJ'd for the UFC.
Bro, that spot was dope, man. It was
That
in a
was the
dope
dopest
location.
spot, yeah.
It was in dope, and it was like, you know what was cool about it was that the stage was outside. So like, if you're down there, you can hear everything. You can hear everything. You knew exactly where. Bro, that shit was dope, bro.
It was we did our first video there.
Yeah, that was a dope spot,
In the
bro.
cut video we did there. So we started doing shows. We did shows there almost every fucking weekend. You know what I'm saying? But we started opening up with acts like Pitbull, Little Rob. Shit
I
like
remember
that.
when y'all opened up for Pitbull.
Yeah.
I remember that.
And this is before Pitbull was even huge.
Yeah,
huge,
I
you know what I'm
remember,
saying?
bro. I remember this shit, bro. Like, damn. That's
We did a lot of shit.
Yeah.
We opened up for Too Short at the Mesa Amphitheater. That was a dope show.
I feel like people don't give Soul Camp their flowers, bro. Like as far as being a group, especially it's like all Latin guys. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, why people don't be giving Soul Camp their flowers, bro? So y'all should come back. Like,
So we are coming back.
yeah, y'all should definitely.
We're working on the reunion album right now. We dropped 3 videos so far for the album. Every song, and we have another song that's done. I'm gonna just talk about it because I can't leak
Let's talk
it yet.
about it. Let's talk
I
about it.
was told not to leak it. So we have another song that's done. We just got to shoot the video. It's so hard because we have
You got
families.
you got
Yeah,
man.
it's hard to get us all together.
Families and all kinds
It's hard to
of
get us
shit,
all
yeah.
together at the same time and shit. So
I know the feeling, man.
we dropped the first video we dropped was Cinco de Mayo last year, and then we dropped the second video October last year, and then we dropped the third video September 5th this year. We did the welcome video that we shot at Trill, and
That's what's up.
and then we got a song called Cruising that's coming out.
Shout out to Soul
We got to do a
Camp.
video for that. We want to drop a video for every song. That's why it's, you know what I'm saying.
Or you notice today, like venues is different now. Like they used to, I feel like, especially around that time, I feel like every week there was always like local artists doing shit. You don't really.
It's
see
not
that
just
shit.
yeah.
You don't
It's,
really see that shit no more.
yeah. Well, remember back then too. Getting back to even before.
There's not a lot of venues that fuck with hip hop like that.
No,
nowadays, too, you know
remember
what I'm saying?
we don't have the Brick House anymore.
No,
Brick
we got
House-
Coach and Willie's.
No Coach and Willie's.
No, well, we have the
set-
Mason Jars.
Remember the set?
Different now. Yeah, the set in Tempe.
Yes.
It's just like LA Fitness now.
Is it really?
Yeah.
And then, well, there was another one that
It's
was
LA
out
Fitness now.
in which is the one that had like 2 different sides.
Red Owl.
No, 2 different. You talking about the barn? No, not the Red Owl. I remember the Red Owl. That
Club
was like
Red.
right off the free. That was
Yeah,
right
that's
off the
Club
freeway.
Red and
Right off the
Red
freeway.
Owl.
There was a 7-Eleven in the parking lot there.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about this place had pool tables and everything. There was a whole club on this side, and then a whole nother club
Where
on
we're
there.
at? What town?
I want to say it was Tempe, but it might have been like
Fish Pub?
No, Fish Pub was dope too. That was a great spot. You know, we don't have none of those spots.
Tempe?
It was either Tempe or Mesa. I don't know.
So we had the sets.
And then you remember the big red barn spot? That was, I think, Tempe too. It looked like a red barn. They did a lot of country shows there, but they did hip hop shows there too. Trick, remember Trick?
What was that spot that was on 52nd Street in McDowell where they used to do?
O'Malley's?
No, that's in the West Side. You talking about the avenues? 51st Avenue was O'Malley's. 51st Street in McDowell. Dude, they used to have remember they used to have like 80 rappers performing at one time. It was called like you only had like 5-minute sets. You remember this shit? It was I forgot what it was called, man. But anyway, they used to have that venue there. What was some more shit? A lot of shit just ain't around no more. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, the whole scene has changed. You know what I'm saying? I definitely want to give a shout out to Justice for still doing the Arizona hip hop.
yeah, man. The hip hop
That's
fest
what
was
it's
dope. I don't know if you went, but it was pretty dope.
Nah, I didn't get to go.
This is the first one that I've been to like in a few years.
Yeah, I haven't been in a couple years either.
Yeah.
Man. My schedule is so crazy.
Wait, no, I take that back. I went to one last year for like a hot second, and it was nowhere near as dope as it was on Saturday. This shit
Really?
was, it was.
Yeah,
pretty
see, I was
dope.
working Saturday. You know
Yeah, it was
what I'm
pretty dope. I ain't gonna front. I didn't know there was a Skid Row in Phoenix, bro. Like if you go down there to her, that shit was. It was like on.
saying? I know exactly where it's at.
9th Avenue and like Washington.
Yeah.
When I was trying
It's
to
right by
find-
the train tracks and shit.
Yeah, I was trying to find a place to park. That shit's like Skid Row. It was like a
Yeah.
1,000 homeless motherfuckers. I was like,
So,
damn.
so you know where the train tracks and shit are, and there's like underpass, whatever. They, it's
Yeah.
a train track that's something over it. So back in the day when I worked for the railroad, bro, this is funny. I can say it now because I don't work for the railroad no more, right? Me and my partner, we would park underneath right there and go to sleep,
Yeah.
like in the truck with the AC going.
Fuck
You know what I'm saying? Just like
Yeah.
we did crazy shit at the railroad too, man.
Bro, so like as far as like Phoenix hip hop back then, you know what I'm saying? Like, and another thing too, back then there was really like now you're not really selling CDs. People don't sell CDs.
You used to sell CDs back then. Yeah.
That was how you used to get your music across, like to
Yeah.
people in general. CDs and that shit is dead now. I feel like it's so much cheaper to record and make music now because that was by itself, especially if you wanted like jewel cases,
Yeah.
that was like $1,200 by itself. You know what I'm saying?
Unless you did the Sharpie route with the fucking with the
Yeah, you didn't wanna do that shit.
with the cases from fucking Fry's
Yeah, you
Electronics.
didn't
and
want to
shit,
do
you know
that
what I'm
shit.
saying?
You wanted your shit to look right.
Yeah,
Have the
yeah.
graphics, so
But
you
even
gonna
now, doing CDs are way cheaper.
You know, but who got a CD
No,
player? I don't have
right.
nothing
Well,
to play that shit.
so because I sell cars, right? They stopped putting CD players in cars in like 2018, 2019. So that's how long it's like been.
That was before that.
No, because I just sold a 2018 car that still had a fucking CD player.
Really?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah. And I was like, yo, look at this shit. And you know
What
what
kind
I'm
of car was it?
saying? I want to say it was it a Jeep?
A Jeep, really?
I think it was a Jeep. It was an older car though. But
I
yeah,
haven't seen CDs in the car since like.
right. Do you remember? Hey, don't you miss having the?
Yeah,
You
bro.
know, what's gonna be your selection and shit?
It's more convenient now because CDs are big and bulky.
Right, it is, but it was fun.
But I like that shit because it's like the CD everybody had their own graphics on the shit. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? So
right.
it's like it stood out. Now it's like not even like that, bro. You know what I'm
So-
saying? You don't really have anything tangible with music anymore.
That's the problem.
Like same thing with like movies. Like I have a bunch of Blu-rays, and the only thing that I can watch them shits on is like my PS5. You know what I'm saying?
I actually bought a Blu-ray player and its shit don't work. I'm like, fuck this. Yeah, what the fuck?
My PS5.
I still have two VHS machines at the house too.
Yeah, I don't got
You know,
none of them shits.
You know, because I have my old shows. I have my shows from Cali on VHS. But yeah, man, everything's changed. You know,
Yeah, everything's changed, bro.
I've seen
Wait.
so many people.
Bro, I think you've had a fantastic hip hop life, bro. Like you've seen a lot of this shit from kind of where it was created. You know what I'm saying? You've seen how the whole shit just evolved.
I've seen it.
And not
evolve.
only that, but you've done pretty much all of the elements as well. You know what I'm saying? As far as hip hop's concerned, so like it's an incredible hip hop life that you have lived. You know what I'm saying?
I can say that I'm
It's pretty fly, you know?
it's fun when I get to sit down and tell it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For people that want to hear it, right? You know,
Yeah.
my wife gets tired of hearing the stories and
But
shit.
it's ill because like for me, this is my culture. You know what I'm saying? So like when I hear stuff like this, man, it's like it's dope shit. You know what I'm saying? But yo, so what do you got going on right now? What is SoCal? Like what do you got? What's
So
gonna
we're wrapping it up. We got to wrap up. I think we got like 2 more songs to record, and we're done with the album. You know, and then we got to do the videos and shit.
Yeah.
So we obviously we're not gonna make it by the end of this year. So I'm thinking first quarter of 26, maybe summertime, the album will drop.
Okay.
Because the album is a reunion album, but it's because we never got to record an actual album. When we recorded it, the Skunk's computer took a shit, right? We lost everything. We tried to recreate it, and it wasn't the same vibe like you were saying earlier. Like you can't redo it, right? So now we've
That's
tried
the
to
worst shit,
we
bro.
want to finish that part, right?
Yeah.
Me and Skunk have talked about after this album. Me and Skunk talked about maybe doing a duo album together, which I think will be dope. You know what I'm saying? And I'm doing. Apollo reached out to me the other day. Apollo Poetry. He wants me to. There's a cat. I can't remember his name. There's a cat that Apollo met from Glendale that he wants me to check out and maybe try to nurture him a little bit. So I'm thinking about taking on another protege. Is what I'm saying. Because I help quite a few people develop. And I think I have a lot to offer as far as the knowledge and doing it the right way. You know what I'm saying?
For real.
So I'm thinking about that. I'm working on a book.
You should write a book. That's what I was gonna recommend, that you write a book, bro.
I'm working on a book. I finally started it. Miranda's the one that pushed me to start it.
Yeah.
But I took a pause. I had things happen. I'm going to get back on it. But I got what I want to do with it. I got the idea, the vision for the cover, everything. It's going to be called Hip Hop. Know what I'm saying, right? Not know what I'm saying. Know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah. Now
so
I'm saying.
Yeah. So it's going to be some of my hip hop stories. But what I'm doing is taking all my verses, right, and then breaking them down, what they actually mean, and then rating them, right?
Yeah.
So by the time you're done with the book, it's called Hip Hop. Know what I'm saying? Because obviously that's a phrase from New York, right? But if you know me, you know my music. Now that you read it, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. That's dope.
You know what I mean? But yeah, So Campus is back. We doing shit.
Yeah.
the book. I sell cars. I
Yeah.
sold you a car.
Absolutely. Two.
Yeah, I work at Car Anyway, Mazda Pure. Just got to get my cheap
And
plug.
tell everybody where they can find you as far as on social media platforms. What do you
Chino DMC, Chino D Martinez on Facebook, Chino DMC on IG, Chino DMC on TikTok. You can find the Soul Camp. It's all at every platform is the Soul Camp. So you can't, the Soul Camp. You can find so you can find our music on Apple Music, Spotify, all the streaming platforms. We do have music already from the new album that's out on there. You can find us on IG here, like I said. Just follow us, Skunk One